Why have I got tummy pain?
Hello, and I'm super excited. This episode is about gut health. So, if you are sitting in the pain of stomach pains or cramps or diarrhea or bad poo, and let's just get it out there that we're going to talk about poo in this episode, right? Because poo is a window into your soul. It's a window into what's going on for your body. So I just want to talk about it and it not be embarrassing. I know it's a bit funny, which is great. We can have a laugh about it, but it's really, really important that we empower ourselves with the knowledge of what is going on and what ends up in the toilet. So let's just talk about that. I want to be open and transparent. I've just got back on Aussie soil after being away for a few weeks, and something happened to me when I was away. I was standing at Whole Foods in LA and I was looking at this beautiful bay of organic foods, deciding what we were going to have for dinner. And in my tub, I put some beautiful, they look like pan fried Brussels sprouts, and I added some amazing, lovely, some sort of glazed beetroot, and then we picked up some slow cooked beef and some other things. And I was looking at these Brussels sprouts and thinking, oh, I just love Brussels sprouts so much. We got back to the hotel and we just were having a lazy night in after a big day riding around Santa Monica. And I looked at the Brussels sprouts and there was a moment where I was like, I don't really feel like these anymore, but Brussels sprouts are so good for me. They're goitrogens, they're really great for clearing estrogen out of the body. And I know as a health and nutrition expert how good Brussels sprouts are, right? And I was staring at these Brussels sprouts thinking, I don't know, something's not right. Anyway, fast forward, I ate the Brussels sprouts and I have the worst gut pain after eating them. So embarrassing gas. I had to go to the bathroom a lot. My poops had been so perfect, really beautiful, dark brown logs sinking to the bottom, doing exactly what they're supposed to do for weeks prior. And then they were a mess after that. And I was on a work trip. And so this was a situation that was quickly spiraling downhill. I was telling someone this story and they said, what do you mean? You're a nutritionist. You're not supposed to have gut issues. I was thinking, isn't that so interesting? Even nutritionists have gut issues, people. Let me tell you that. So the point of this story is that I ended up on the plane on the way home from the US to Australia with the worst gastro. I was sitting next to two girls, lovely sisters, and bless them if they're listening to this episode. But it was pretty funny because we were called the two sisters and the Aussie. And their comment back to me was, this is a solid row. And I was thinking, oh, goodness me. And I was up and down to the bathroom the entire trip. I think I went to the bathroom at least 17 times, and it was just a horrific experience. I remember being leaned over my body thinking, oh, I can't take this anymore. I'm exhausted by this experience. Like I can't even get up one more time. I landed back. I've been back for almost 5 days now, and I'm definitely on the way up, but my gut has been through the ringer. So I want to talk about this because it's really important for me. I'm so passionate. It's really part of my why to help people with sometimes the most impossible health problems to finally feel better. And if we are living with pain, if we are living with symptoms, they are simply messages that our body is giving us and saying, it's putting its hand up, saying, please, can you do something about this? I'm letting you know that I need some support right now. And I'm an action taker. So as soon as this happened, I was onto it. I'm a health and nutrition expert and I have a love of herbs, and I'm lucky enough to know what to do in this situation rather than rely on Dr. Google. But I do always say it's really important to make sure that you have the right guidance and knowledge around you. Do you want to know what I did to manage this situation? The first thing I did was to try and seek out some herbs to try and balance my gut out, just so I could get myself home and get some real support. I went to Whole Foods and I bought a tummy tea. So this, I really think, helped me get through. It's soothing, so it's not going to solve the problem, but at least it's going to try and make me more comfortable, because I had to try and move what was in me out of me. Some other things that I do when my stomach is upset is I use apple cider vinegar. I use citrus. So citrus, even though it's acidic on the outside, in the body, it's alkalizing. So lemon juice, lime juice, grapefruit juice, these things are all really, really good and supportive to move things through the system. I absolutely love apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is a prebiotic. So what it does is when it's sitting in the gut, it's actually feeding your microbiome, as in the good critters in your microbiome. So it's really, really nurturing. And I find it's so good to, sometimes it can move, sometimes it can cause really loose bowel movements, and you don't want that ongoing. But for me, I really, really wanted, obviously, for the whatever was going on the inside to move to the outside. So apple cider vinegar, as soon as I could get my hands on it. Then there's food. So foods like garlic and onion and oregano, these are all foods that have natural antimicrobial properties, and they're very, very good to come in there and do some cleanup just while you're getting your hands on some more therapeutic, like what I needed in the end was therapeutic grade supplements. But while I was away and without my usual kit of things, I was doing what I could to support my body so that I could just land back on Aussie soil and get myself a proper protocol. You know, there was a time when I would put up with symptoms, when I thought that things were just part of me moving through life. There was a time when I would live with symptoms like waking up in the middle of the night, or drenching my sheets with sweat overnight, or having such low energy that I would actually fall asleep in the middle of the day, or embarrassing gas. We have a tendency to think that these things are normal and just put up with them. Have you ever experienced symptoms like this and just kept moving through your day without noticing that it's your body putting its hand up for some support? I love to thank these messages, and it just energetically, it shifts the energy from being upset and frustrated with your body to a blessing, to thanking the message that's there, to giving ourselves some information, some education, which is really empowering rather than being disempowered and controlled by the symptom. Do you see what I mean? So what I would love to encourage you to do, if you are one of those people that are sitting in some sort of pain, and trust me, when I was on that airplane, oh my goodness, I was literally exhausted by what was going on. If that is you, because it gave me just a renewed empathy and compassion. That was me 10 years ago when I could barely make it through the day, when it was normal to have embarrassing gas after my second skinny cappuccino, but I did it anyway. Now I know better. And I always teach my clients, once you know something, you can't unknow it. So I want you to know that these symptoms are beautiful messages. They are messages from your body telling you that your beautiful body, your temple, this trillion-dollar machine that we've got that's called our body, that nobody taught us how to use at school, and we need to change that. That's a topic for another podcast. Have you ever sat there and just put up with pain? I really implore you to take action and do something about it, because disease, chronic disease that our society is riddled with today, doesn't just happen. So it doesn't just, tomorrow you don't just get cancer, you don't just get Alzheimer's. These things have been brewing, and the gut is the first place to look. Hippocrates, all those years ago, said all disease starts in the gut. And that's even been evolved now to all disease begins in a leaky gut. The gut and the brain were the same organ. It's just one grew up and one grew down. So if you've got gut issues, and I always say to people, if you haven't done a complete gut restoration or a complete gut rebuild, you can make the assumption that your gut is a hot mess and needs to be nurtured and rebuilt. What is going on in your hot mess of the gut is what is going on in your brain. When you heal and seal the gut lining, you'll have access to so much intuition, to so much creativity. I always tell people that the price that you're paying sitting in the pain is way more than the investment you could make in helping yourself to feel better. And the investment normally pays for itself anyway, because you receive back so much abundance in your health, in your career, in your relationships, in your finances, because you are a better person. You're a more creative person. You're a more fun person to be around, and you're more capable of living your best possible life as a spiritual being in this human existence. Hopefully this has inspired you to take action. If there's some niggle, if there's something going on for you where you're feeling bad and you want to finally feel better, please take action and seek out somebody to help you. One of my mentors, JJ Virgin, told me you can't see the picture if you're standing in the frame. And it is so true. I notice that all the time in my life, and I surround myself with people that can help me see what's going on and guide me with a simple plan for how to get to where I am, whatever pain that's sitting in, whether it's health, whether it's business, whether it's relationships. Make a simple guided plan to get me from where I am to where I want to be, because I want to live my very best life. I hope this is helpful. I'd love to know your feedback, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye. Keep reaching to feel better, because the world needs you to feel good so you can share that very special gift that only you have. And if you want more, check out my next video here.